Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, we'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. As you can see, we're not in the workshop today, we are inside. It's quite a cold day today, and we've just lit the fire to keep us a bit warmer. And we'd like to take the opportunity today, as well as wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, to take a look back at 2025. In our part of the UK, we very rarely get snow over Christmas, so it's quite nice to see some of our North American friends have already had plenty of it, and they're all exercising their snow clearing equipment, which hopefully we might get the chance to do at some point over winter. It's actually been quite warm here in our region of the UK so far this winter, but hopefully that means it might turn colder over kind of January and February time, and then we can get some of our snow clearing equipment out for the first time in a few years. We always get our equipment ready just in case, which we need to do this year still, but hopefully we'll actually get to use it this year. And there is a job that we need to do on some of our snow clearing equipment, inspired by a couple of our Canadian YouTube friends, Gator and Noel, which is to spray some clear coat on some of the surfaces on some of the snow clearing equipment. So for, say, our snowcaster, that would be the auger and the chute, to stop any wet snow kind of sticking to them. And we usually get wet snow here in the UK just because of our climate. So hopefully if we did get some snow, that would help that equipment work a bit better. In our previous Christmas videos, what we've done is we've got our homemade sleigh out, and I've dressed up as Santa, and we've towed the sleigh around the garden with one of the tractors. Now, I probably don't fit in the sleigh anymore, or my Santa costume, and the sleigh used to leave these train track style marks all over the garden, which would take many months to disappear, which was to the annoyance of my mum, and we probably ought not to annoy her anymore, especially seeing as this year we've bought a few tractors, which she wasn't best pleased about, and some of those tractors you haven't seen yet on the YouTube channel, so a bit more about that in a minute. We've had quite a busy year this year, and to help me remember all the things we've done, I've got a bit of a cheat sheet here, so if I'm looking down, that'll be what I'm looking at. But we'll start with probably my highlight of the year, which is visiting some of our various track shows that we've been to. Now, we exhibited at 3 of them, but before that we visited the Strumpshaw Steam Rally, which has always been one of my favourite shows. Unfortunately, it's actually been cancelled for next year. There isn't going to be a Strumpshaw Steam Rally anymore, I don't think, which is a shame. And with increasing costs and stuff like that, this is actually becoming an increasing trend here in the UK, unfortunately, but you never know, at some point in future it might start up again. It was a great show, and they do have other great events at the Strumpshaw Steam Museum as well, so we might be able to go along to one of their other events instead. But some of the other shows that we went to this year, we exhibited at Newby Hall Tractor Fest with our Wheelhorse 706 and the Ride-a-matic, and that was a pretty impressive show just with the amount of stuff that was there. And we actually bumped into a fellow YouTuber, Tony. It was great to catch up with you at the show, and that was something that we were not expecting to happen. And I mean, across all of these shows, it's always great to catch up with friends and meet new people that we haven't met before, whether that's from their interest in tractors or other things like that. And then we went to the Bloxham Steam Rally. That was also another great event, and then later on into the summer we went to Rural Pastimes, which it was good to go back there after about 6 years of not going to that event. So it was great to go back to that event, especially with the working area and everything like that. And hopefully we'll be able to do some of those events again next year. However, I don't think we'll be able to do Newby Hall Tractor Fest, unfortunately, because I have A-level exams the day before the show and the day after, so we can't really be making the 4-hour journey up to Yorkshire for that event, unfortunately. Another thing that came from the shows this year is we found a few issues on each of our show tractors, which is only natural really once we'd rebuilt all of those tractors. And so we've got a few issues that we need to sort out before next show season, but just adds to our project list, and they shouldn't be too longer jobs, so that should make some nice videos coming up at some point, and then those tractors will be ready, hopefully, to perform more reliably for the next show season. But talking of projects, some of the projects we did this year included our 3 Ride-a-matics project, where we got 2 1962 and a 1961 Boland's Ride-a-matic running, which were all purchases from last year. Now all of those tractors run still. We found a few issues with some of them, and we've started to work through some of those issues, which I think we've posted a couple of videos on a couple of those tractors, but there's still a few jobs to do on those machines, which I'm sure you'll see in the future. And then another project that we finished this year, or got running this year at least, it's definitely far from being finished, is our little Landmaster Deluxe ride-on, which we had a lot of help from one of our friends who actually lent us one of his machines, a Landmaster ride-on, to copy. So thanks again, Paul, for that. And we wouldn't have been able to complete that project without having another similar machine next to it. But we managed to get that machine running. Definitely need to do some work on that because it is actually quite scary with the pulley swap that's on there. But that is something to change in upcoming videos, and it might even end up at some shows next year, depending on how much work we get done to it. So I mentioned the Wheelhorse 706 earlier, and we did have to rush that rebuild quite a bit to actually get it ready for Newby Hall Tractor Fest. Now we did various things to that tractor. We did quite a bit of welding on the fender, full gearbox rebuild. We had to fit the proper Kohler K181 engine, replacing the Petter diesel that was in there, and various things besides that, but we did that in the space of just a few weeks really to get it ready for Newby Hall Tractor Fest, so that we could actually take 2 wheel horses to the UK Wheel Horse Roundup, which was a pretty impressive event as a whole, seeing as those 35 wheel horse tractors all in one place, which for the UK is quite a few. Not quite on the scale of some of the US meetups, but the numbers are getting up, and it's looking like there's going to be quite a few next year again, unfortunately for us, because we'll be missing it. But that was quite a good event, and the 706 actually performed quite well once we'd got it there, which was surprising, seeing as we'd rushed that rebuild so much, but couldn't really fault it at the time. There's a few upgrades that we're going to do to that tractor, and we did actually pull a paint match for it, so it might get repainted at some point soon. And while we were at Newby Hall, we picked up a set of decals from Mark at Restoration Decals, who I highly recommend, by the way, for any kind of garden tractor restoration or tractor restoration, especially here in the UK, seeing as they are a UK company. And they've done decals for various projects for us before, such as our Boland's HT snowplow replica project, very high quality decals, and I'd highly recommend them. So we picked up a set of decals for the 706 from them as well, so we pretty much have everything we need for when we want to do that restoration, but that'll be just kind of finding a time for it. And moving on from the 706, another tractor that we took to shows this year was our 1960 Boland's Ride-a-matic, when we finally finished the mechanical restoration on that tractor after about 2 years. And we did find still quite a few issues with that machine. I mean, we can't really fault the chassis on it. Most of the stuff on that tractor works as it should do. But when you adjust the throttle on it, it goes from tick over to maximum revs. There's no in-between, really. And at maximum revs, it does shake quite a bit. But I think that might be because we mounted a certain bracket, or like pulley mounting bracket, on the wrong side of the chassis, so literally every pulley and everything is sat further out than it should do. So maybe when we move all of that stuff in, the balance might mean that it doesn't shake so much at high revs. We'll have to see about that. And we also want to modify the throttle linkage so that you actually have a bit more adjustability on it. Probably something similar to what's on a 1962 Bowen's Ride-a-matic, where instead of the throttle cable going straight onto the governor has a little bracket that comes off of it, and then instead of the throttle linkage going up and down, it goes side to side, kind of pivoting that bracket on the governor. That seems to give you more adjustability on it, and we may well do the same thing on the Wheelhorse 706 because it's actually got the same system, although that seemed alright for the throttle input, so we'll have to see there. But the 1960 Ride-a-matic overall didn't do too badly, just has a few small jobs for us to do before we take it out again. This year we managed to get hold of something that we've been after for many years, which is a 3-point linkage for a Boland's large frame tractor. Specifically the newer style of 3-point that goes on the HTs, which we've currently got fitted to our Boland's HT20. It's not fully complete, however we do have the measurements for the bits that we're missing, and we've also got measurements for pretty much the rest of the linkage as well, so at some point we'll be replicating some parts for that, so that we can have a complete linkage on the HT20 and also make up the linkage that we need for both of our other Boland's HTs, and then hopefully we can have a full set of 3-point linkages. So that would be quite a nice achievement, seeing as we have struggled to get hold of one for many years now. And something else that we got hold of this year that we've been after for over 10 years now is one specific tractor, which is our new Cub Cadet Original. And we already have 2 of those tractors, but they're not quite in as good a condition as the one that we've got now. And we've been after that specific tractor from a friend of ours for quite a while, so it's good that we managed to get hold of it. Now, we were hoping it would just be a simple recommissioning that it needed, but if you've been following that project, you can see that it developed into something a bit bigger. And we've got more videos coming up on the clutch and steering in the new year. Although it was good to take it for a drive, even if we did have to start it in gear because the clutch isn't fully functioning at the moment. So we know once we get that sorted, that tractor will be a fully functional tractor, so that is good, it's promising, and hopefully we can take that machine to some shows next year. We've also made a couple of other purchases which you're yet to see. However, we're very excited to show you those purchases because they are machines that we've been after for quite a while now, and whenever they come up for sale here in the UK, they sell very quickly or for an absurd amount of money. So we're very happy that we managed to get hold of a couple of those. So you'll see an introduction video to those machines, which I'm not going to give anything else away about them. You'll see the introduction video in the new year, so look forward to that. And in the new year, we'll continue doing the kind of maintenance and repair jobs that we've done throughout this year, although there may be a few more of those next year because my workshop time will probably be quite limited because I have my A-level exams next summer and they determine whether I'll be able to get into the university that I want to get into or not, so I will need to dedicate quite a bit of time to revising for those exams. So I spent the last few weeks and months looking around the 5 universities that I've applied to, and I've had offers back from 4 of them, which is pretty good going, and I'm yet to hear from the final one just yet, but at some point I'll have to make a choice and commit to one university. And then after that, the sole focus for me will have to be on revising for my exams. So we may have to take a bit of a break from YouTube for a little while, but we'll have to see what that looks like. And whatever happens, I will be back in the summer afterwards posting videos again. So however long of a break I get, just know I will be back at some point posting videos again, and I should get quite a long summer holiday, so I should be able to make plenty of tractor videos and have plenty of tractor time after my exams. I'd like to take this opportunity to say that I really appreciate everyone that's watched my videos over the last year and supported my channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much for that. And one of the best things about doing YouTube videos is interacting with the people that watch our videos in the comment section down below. We always enjoy reading and responding to everyone's comments. And another great thing that's come from doing YouTube is making lots of friends across the world, many of which have their own channels, and I'd highly recommend checking out any of those people's YouTube channels. There's too many to list, but I'm sure many of them will leave a comment on this video, so if you're interested in checking out their channels, be sure to head down to the comment section down below, and I'd recommend any of their channels if you're after something entertaining to watch this Christmas. So we're going to end this video by inviting the cameraman in for his yearly appearance, and we'd like to wish everyone watching this video a very Merry Christmas. Ready?
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.